Good evening. I'm going to speak about the Yoruba civilization. Yoruba land is the cultural region of the Yoruba people in West Africa. The West African countries include countries like Benin, Togo, Nigeria. The Yoruba people basically base their history on oral traditions. These are information passed by word of mouth from one generation to another by word of mouth. These are stories of people who were there during this civilization, where they passed to their children and to many generations to where we are now by word of mouth, meaning we don't have a written source to see the history of the Yoruba people. The Yoruba people have a lot of myths trying to explain where they came from. It is not very clear since there are a lot of stories. According to the Yoruban religion, it is believed that the Oludumare, their supreme god, ordered Obatala to create the earth, but on his way he found palm wine, which he drank and became intoxicated. Therefore, his younger brother took the 3 items of creation and climbed down from heaven on a chain. He threw the pieces of earth on the auction, then put a cockerel on the auction to scatter the land, creating a place where Ife will be placed. Basing on this account, Oduduwa became the first ancestor of the divine king, while Obatala created the men or the Yoruban people from clay. There is another story which believes that the Yoruban people lived in Jinja, present-day Uganda, with an ancestor known as Amoshiri. Amoshiri moved from Jinja to Sudan, Nubian Sudan, present-day Sudan, where he started a family. He had 4 children. Amoshiri was a crown chief of Sudan. He had a son who was named Moshi. Moshi had a son who was architectural, creative, and came up with the art of creating pyramids. He created the 3 ancient pyramids in Sudan, an art which was copied by the Egyptians and advanced into a better art where we can see the pyramids presently in Egypt, meaning that these Yoruban people had a civilization, and which this goes to the were civilized, unlike what the European scholars say that Africa was not civilized, they were backward, archaic. Since we have been taught of Egypt, Sudan. Here is Yoruba, where their ancestor had the idea of started the art of pyramid building. This is a clear evidence that Africa was well civilized. Yoruban people lived in settlements of substantial sizes with houses featuring orchard pavements. This was form of an urbanization. They also lived in independent city-states that resembled ancient Greek city-states. The towns were enclosed by high walls and ditches with palaces and of sacred rulers at the center. Yoruba had a confederation of monarchs and chiefdoms. Oba was responsible for the administrations of major towns, while the chiefs administered small towns. The Yoruban had 20 different towns with 20 different chiefs who ministered the small towns. The language was the unitary factor, where all the towns spoke the Yoruban language. There was difference in political organizations from the central monarch and that of the republican home. Ile-Ife was regarded as the cradle of the Yoruban civilization and also the spiritual home. Oyo became the political headquarters. The Oba governed the capital, made laws in consultations with the chiefs, waged wars, tried serious criminal cases. The senior chief assisted the Oba in solving political and economic issues as they assisted in making laws, helped in administration and trial of minor cases. The Baales organized payments of tribute to Oba, while the 8th grade provided security in the town, brought accused person to the Oba's court, performed public works. The Yoruba are highly religious. They have an organized way of worship where they have 40 deities with a supreme god. Each deity is worshipped differently with different ceremonies and different day of worship and ceremonies for them. They also made sculptures for them from the bronze architecture. They were also good in making bronze sculptures from terracotta, clay. This was one of the most skill they were known of. The empire declined due to constant rivalry and dispute between the monarch and the chiefs. Since the towns were independent, the monarch gave a lot of authority to them. Hence, they saw that they wanted to be independent, and this was gave led to the decline of the empire.